So, Boris, our first topic for today is talking about bringing our whole selves into dancing. And this was your idea when we started talking about what do we want to talk about. You were like, let's talk about bringing our whole selves into dancing. Um, and you mentioned in our last video about when you're in a dance class and you're standing next to your partner and the teacher's teaching the move and they're about to start, like, do you hold your partner's hand? Do you not hold your partner's hand? Where does the touching start? How do I feel about this? How does she feel about it? Or how does he feel about it? And uh, then you started talking about about bringing our whole, like, not like, oh, let's not pretend that we're not feeling awkward, but let's be authentic and bring our entire selves. Like, even if we just say in that moment, oh, this is awkward. Like, do we hold hands now? Do we start touching later? Do we need to wait for permission to touch? Like, would you rather like, but, and so you started talking about how, what you, all of you that you were bringing into dancing when you first started. So would you start there?
Sure. I think everyone can relate to those awkward moments when you're placed in front of a partner in a dance class, someone you've never met before. You kind of look at each other. You maybe do a quick introduction, maybe an awkward joke or two, and then you're basically standing there and holding each other's hands while listening for the instructions from the dance teacher. And in my experience, it brought up so much awkwardness. And I remember when I started social dancing, I was recently separated from my wife, and I realized that kind of stepping into this world of connection. To me, dancing is connection, and I realized that I was lacking some of the skills from not putting myself out in social settings for a time period. And I also realized that I'm not alone in that space. Many people have experienced this, and dancing really does it's an amazing platform to bring people together and kind of help people reintegrate into connection. And so what I discovered in my own experience is being in that setting and noticing the parts of me that didn't really know how to come in fully in connecting. Even in that dance class where you feel in this awkwardness, and it's almost like this secret that nobody talks about it, but we all share. We're all feeling awkward. We're all like making mistakes on the dance floor, and connecting with strangers in an intimate level. On an intimate level, but it's not really presented that way. You see?
Yeah, like here we are touching each other, right? We're looking into one another's eyes. We're sharing our body weight together. We're pushing and we're pulling together. We're close enough to smell each other's breath and our body odor. And yet it's a little like, well, we're in a dance class, so whoop, ignore all of the parts of you that might have hesitation about coming together. And it's almost like because of the time frame, we have to jump over our own natural, gentle time cycle of getting closer to another person. And it's just like, whoop, here you are. Now what are you going to do? And you don't know each other. And now you have to like negotiate your bodies as a unit, when a lot of people who take dance classes don't even know their own bodies individually. And as you're saying, like, I find a lot of people come into dancing after a relationship, and they're like, especially after a divorce, they're like, wow, been married for a while, and like, I don't have much connection. This is a great way for me to get connection, even though I'm awkward and unpracticed and have lots of reservations. Or sometimes people take dance classes because they're like, this will help me get better socially. And yet we don't teach those social skills in dance classes. Can I say one more thing, or is there more to what you were going to say?
No, keep going.
Okay. So I would notice, like, the reason I want to talk about this topic is because I noticed that I would go home after, 3.5 hours of dancing and sweating with people and smiling at people and making eye contact and having blissful times and having the music move through me and everything. And I would go home lonely. And I never had problems going home alone. That's fine. But I was like, I should edit that out. How the heck can I feel lonely when I've been close with people for so long? And I was like, wow, how many other people are going home lonely? How many other people are going home kind of feeling let down? Like, of course, we're going to have less adrenaline, we're going to have less dopamine, we're going to have less of the yummy chemicals as we leave. But I was wondering, I was like, why is that? And I started teaching people to come to class and to consider who's standing in front of them. As my dance partner, you are not simply the body that I use in order to get my dance on. You are somebody who maybe got their heart broken in high school. Maybe you had a child pass away. Maybe, I don't know what's in your history. But when I look at you in dance class, why am I not looking for those humanizing aspects of you, those tender aspects of you? Because maybe I'll see it. Like if you were really, really sad for a lot of years, the sides of your eyes might droop down. If you've been really critical for a long time and maybe kind of bitter, there might be a fairly rigid expression to your face. There's probably some pain that caused that. How is it that I'm face to face and body to body with somebody else for 3.5 hours and I'm not wondering things about their life? Is it because I'm just using them for my own pleasure for the dance? Because it's like, hey, that's what we're there to do. We're there to dance. Except if I'm not also bringing in this all of the rest of me and wondering about all of the rest of you, I am missing opportunities to connect on a vulnerable human level and on a soul level and on a much wider range of our experiences together.
Well said. And I have to go.
So thank you so much for taking this time. Let's continue this in another video.
Beautiful. Thank you, Erin.
Okay, take care. Thanks for the time. Bye.
Bye.